supervillain origin story. Yeah, it's true. Have you seen this? There are some new unions that are popping up. The Rational National and Status Coup did some really interesting videos on it.
It feels like the only consistently good news we are getting nowadays is the continued unionization of workplaces. And we are now seeing more of that in a new industry that up to this point has been largely untouched by organizing workers. So this is now the second successful union vote in under a year. I will show you what the first one was. I will show you what this big one is. And I will also discuss the company that, of course, was trying to stop this effort and what they did to try and stop it. But more on that later. So first, in a 19-3 vote, QA workers, quality assurance workers at Raven Software have voted in favor of unionizing, becoming the first major gaming union in North America. Now, the actual first place to unionize in this industry, in North America at least, was Vodio Games. So late last year, they voted to unionize. They have 13 employees, so a small workplace here. Management voluntarily recognized the union. This is apparently a great place to work. They treat their employees with respect, and you can see that just by them voluntarily, you know, accepting this and not trying to fight it like every large company is doing with these recent union votes, be it Starbucks, be it Amazon.
They're just like, you want to do
Blizzard,
it? Okay.
As I'll get to. Now, in terms of why this vote is so massive, Raven Software is owned by Activision Blizzard, one of the largest.
Really? Dude, imagine how scary it must be to be like under the wing of Activision. Holy crap. You just look up and see like demon spawn crawling around and you just like hope and pray that they don't like crawl down. We have we have harassed all of the women in our workplace. Pray we will not harass them further. Activision says, booming down to all of their subsidiary owned game devs, and they're just sweating in their seat. No.
Largest gaming companies in the world that is now being acquired by Microsoft. So it'll be interesting to see how that process works, if that'll have any effect on this vote or this union going forward. But of course, Activision Blizzard and Raven Games, known for many big game franchises, including Call of Duty. So Raven has worked on Call of Duty games, and these quality assurance workers often are the ones that are most overworked, understaffed, and underpaid. So it only makes sense that they're the first ones here to form a major union. Now, a little more on their work and their comments here after this vote. So from Vice here,
because the gaming
video games, the quality assurance department helps identify.
The gaming community is so underrepresented when it comes to workers' rights. Like, you remember like the big crunch controversy when it comes to a bunch of game devs and publishers pushing and forcing these devs to work like more and more hours for less. And you can just feel it in the games too. You can feel that this was rushed. Like, they didn't have the time, especially when they were able to have all the time that they want and they're able to just make a good game, right? It reminds me of that like Star Wars game that EA published, but they allowed the game company who was making it to take all the time that they need. What was that? I want to say Finn, but that's not the guy's name. The protagonist. The Star Wars one. You guys remember? I played it on stream when I had like Fallen Order. Yeah. It reminds me of Fallen Order compared to other like games from EA. You can tell that one wasn't rushed. Yeah, Lego Star Wars. Yeah, that's the one. No, Fallen Order. That game was good, but the new game plus is just non-existent. Just play the game again, dumbass. I'm joking. All right, this game doesn't have new game plus. Just play the game again. But no, yeah. So I'm really glad to see the game industry doing this, because it's so needed. Like, these people will just be thrown around and be forced into things. It's just code monkey code as the dev comes around, as the publisher comes around, managers comes around with like a whip, and they just crack it over their heads. Get to work. We just pushed the release date by 3 months. We brought it up by 3 months. Work. And they're just like dying. They have to sleep in their chairs. It's horrible. It's horrific. So I'm very happy that that this is becoming bigger, and it needs to be bigger. It needs to be much, much bigger.
by bugs and glitches and is often underpaid and understaffed. The union is called the Game Workers Alliance. Quote, now that we've won our election, it is our duty to protect these foundational values on which our union stands, said members of the Game Workers Alliance in a statement. Our biggest hope is that our union serves as inspiration for the growing movement of workers organizing at video game studios to create better games and build workplaces that reflect our values and empower all of us. We look forward to working with management to positively shape our working conditions and the future of Activision Blizzard through a strong union contract. So, of course, this vote has to be recognized by Amazon or by Activision Blizzard. We're going to have to see if they do that. My guess is they will try to fight it, but we have to wait and see. And then, of course, they have to ratify a contract.
Man, that would be such a bad look after they allowed after like an employee killed themselves. The women were subjected to cube crawls. The nursing women had their like breast milk stolen. People were drunk in the workplace. Like after all of this stuff, right? And then they have like this big thing where they're fighting the new union of a company they own. Man, that'd be such a bad look. Oh man. Like they're going to have to like change their name and everything when Microsoft buys them to be able to recover from that one. They're just going to add a ping pong table. You don't need a union. I know the real issue. We've already bought the ping pong table. It's on its way.
When you have happy workers, your company is likely to be a lot more efficient, more effective, and just a more desirable place.
So true. It'll be a more desirable place. And speaking of it being a more desirable place, let's talk about another union that's coming together, which is LA strippers. Los Angeles strippers are coming together. They're tired of being pushed around, and they're fighting for a union as well. Stripper union. I love my stripper folk. I do love stripper folk. This name is very real. Like I've never been to a strip club, but if I ever go to one, I would love it for it to be a unionized strip club. You know what I mean? I think that'd be sick. Is it just me, or do strip clubs seem like an OSHA violation? You know what I mean? Women are so pretty. This name is very real. Oh my gosh. Like strip clubs seem like a OSHA violation, you know what I mean? When like the girls climbed like 30 feet on a pole and they're just like doing the splits on the ceiling. I'm like, what if she falls? Like what happens? Like she's gonna fall onto the stage and crack her spine. She's going to die if she falls. No hard hats anywhere. It's true. Where are the fire exits? Do they get like briefed on where the fire exits are before they go on stage? They need unions to provide PPE. That's true. I would love. Did the strip clubs get shut down? They would strip the means of productions. Yeah. Shark will catch her. So true. Girl, if you fall, I will catch you. Honestly, if a grown ass woman was falling 30 feet, I'm not sure if I would attempt to catch her. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I would attempt to catch her. Unless like other people were running and I'm like, if like the force of this blow is going to be dispersed amongst like at least 3 guys, then I'd be like, I'm going. Right. But if it's like, this is not a trust fall. Like if she's fallen 30 feet, I can die too. She's going to fall on me. I would just die as well. Have you ever been hit with a 150-pound person falling? They'll be reaching terminal velocity at that point. It would be like in the movies, Love in First Sight. Oh, you think I'd go to a strip club and then I'd walk out with a new girlfriend with like a date with one of the strippers? Dude, can you imagine how badass it would be? Like unironically to ask a stripper out on a date and for her to say yes? That shit's insane. And she's serious? That shit would be insane. You ask her what her favorite food is, she says pasta, you take her to Olive Garden. Girl, did you fall from heaven because you cracked my sternum?
And Star Garden strippers are changing things around here.
Yeehaw.
It's long overdue. I've been a stripper for 29 years.
29 years? Hello? When did this girl start stripping? What? 29 years? Hello? She gets like a veteran discount. She looks 29? Dude, she looks good. That is true. Yeah, respect our veterans. We stand for the flag. Something ain't adding up. Well, Maybe it's possible, but nut. We do not nut. Okay, it's not nutting time. She's, for one, she's off the clock. Okay, and two, this is very important. No nutting. No way, she's not a MILF. Who is this?
I'm a forever stripper, and what that means is I will never stop fighting for the rights of strippers. Never.
A forever stripper.
I am Wicked, and I was the first Star Garden dancer to come work for them post-pandemic. I've been here the whole time.
Your work is being a security guard. Wait. Sex work is work. Being a security guard isn't. Sheesh. Sheesh. They're going in hard. Oh man. What happened with the security guards? I thought the security guards and the strippers should be like very close. Like, what the heck is happening? Damn, they're going in hard. I wonder what happened between them and the security guard.
I'm gonna be here until we finish this.
Oh, he's got the cool S. Yo, he's got the cool S. What the heck?
I did not know when I started here and when I was begging for them to hire girls that this is what was going to be the outcome.
Boundaries for
could never have imagined that all the love and care and effort and support that I put into this building, this community, I would receive back tenfold.
Yo, and they have the they-thems. The they-them army has showed up as well.
With love and support from so many quarters, and it fills my soul. And that power is what I'm going to use to continue to push, because I'm going to be here. We are going to be here. We've devoted the next year, however long it takes, to messing with them and messing with their business till they meet with us. Because we are the workers. We are the reason that they have people coming in.
That's
Inside
true.
There is just too much expensive beer and an empty bar. We are the reason.
Let's go. Dude, I love it when people start to know their worth. I think it's an amazing thing. For too long in this country, way too many people have been you'll maybe lose my train of thought. For way too long in this country, unions have been decreasing in number, and that has been directly correlated with watching safety restrictions go away, watching workers' rights begin to erode, and watching the entitlement of the owner class grow exponentially as they're able to extract more and give less to the workers who make their business run in the first place. And no better is that shown in places that rely on basically contract workers. So people like the new gig economy that's turned into basically the scam economy, from people jumping from one scam to the next to be able to pay their bills and things along those lines, because jobs don't pay the way they should in the way that they used to, right? And so no better is that seen with some contract workers like strippers, right? A lot of times they don't actually work. They're not signed. They don't have a W-40, W-2. They don't get a W-2 really. They're contractors, and so they do their work there, but they're not an employee. It's kind of like the same way that I'm. It's my same relation with Twitch or YouTube in that way, where I do my work here, but I'm not an employee, right? And so basically that means that they can do whatever, and they have all the power in the situation, and I'm basically left drifting, and if anything happens, well, whatever. And unfortunately, they're so big that there's not too much that we can do about it. But with something as small as this strip club where all the girls got together to actually do stuff like that, this is amazing. I really love to see this. And I love that Striketober is still going. Striketober, a whole year Striketober to Striketober would be great. And I think it's amazing. I'd love to see more of it. It really brings a lot of warmth to my heart to see stuff like this going on. It's an agreement. Sure, yeah, it's an agreement, but it's not the girls really had much of a choice. It's agree or don't work.
My name is Lilith. I'm a dancer here. I danced here 3
Thank you,
months before we walked out. This is my first club. I've almost been a dancer picketing longer than I've been a dancer.
We love it.
Unique. So it's been 8 weeks since we asked for the most basic safety demands from our employers. This has been some of the most exhausting and rewarding work that I have ever done. Enduring week after week of our employers' silence in the face of our mistreatment is draining. Having to beg picket crossers to acknowledge our abuse and take it seriously is draining.
Those who have been hurt and abused will always be punished for their righteous anger and their earnest reactions to their own suffering. This line of thinking has been a thematic in my life. It's something that I witnessed so obviously last night, and it's something that has been present in my mind and my body since I was a child. And in my desperate search for peace and safety, I have often been given no choice but to sympathize with and make excuses for those who have hurt me. I'm compelled, even tonight, tediously, to try and understand those who operate against us. I think that they must not take our cause seriously because they haven't seen what we've gone through and they just wouldn't understand. But Steve and Jenny have been in this industry longer than I have, longer than most of us. It's not that they haven't witnessed our abuse, it's that they think it's right. Hey everyone, I'm Jordan Palmer and
That was really powerful. I really like that. Marxist stripperism. The revolution is coming from, the revolution drops down the pole. It's here, boys. This is truly beautiful to see. It really is, honestly, especially with a lot of these like younger girls coming up to be a part of this. I think it's going to be an amazing experience for them, like fighting for like their rights. Actually, like knowing how to fight for your rights and seeing what it looks like is not something like people like really take for granted. Like what we've been given today is something people take for granted, right? You can ask like older people, like some of them would even remember the days of when you would like businesses would call like hitmen and they would do like drive-bys and stuff like that on picket protesters and strikers, right? And so thankfully we don't live in like that world anymore, but still like their union busting has gotten more covert, and as people have forgotten how important making sure that you can bargain against somebody who does not have your interests in mind, we've forgotten it. So I think it's great to see this happen. 100%. I think it's a worthwhile experience for anybody who's going to be working.
I am the lawyer for Strippers United.
Let's go!
I represent the union and these dancers. Here are some top-tier union busting tips from a union lawyer herself.
Okay.
If you don't want your workers to unionize, don't steal their wages.
So true.
Subject them to unsafe working conditions.
So true.
Fix the hole in the fucking state.
Let's go.
Prioritize your workers' safety over your profits.
That's what I'm talking about.
Talk to your workers like they're human beings. When your workers try to address issues in the workplace, listen to them instead of locking them out.
Dude, hello? Is this... Hello? What's going on? I thought I opened I thought I opened a stripper unionizing video. Not a televangelist. Cause she be preaching, man. She's preaching. She's pretty. Yeah, she's pretty. Smart.
If you don't want your workers to unionize, treat your workers with respect and dignity, just like you expect to be treated.
Dude, look how big she is in her heels. Do you see this? Look at her. She's huge. I got to see like what the heels look like in real life. Merrick gave me a real life demonstration of what like a stripper looks like in their heels, and I'm like, holy crap! Like she grew like 6 inches. I'm like, good lord, how are you so big? Did you try them on? No, I didn't. You can see it. I streamed it while I was over at her and SDL's house. Well, she's more than 6 foot. Merrick is already 6'3", 6'2", 6'4". I forget. It's one of the two. Biggest calf workout of your life. Is it a lot of work? Do these bitches hurt? Like I thought that you'd like, I don't know, I thought you'd like grow into it and you'd be chilling. Do they just always hurt? I'm not sure.
They thought they could treat their strippers like dirt because they thought there would be no consequences. They were wrong.
True.
Until Steve and Jenny right these wrongs, there will be consequence after consequence after consequence.
Steve and Jenny.
Steve and Jenny, your dancers have been going easy on you, and you're too fucking stupid to realize that.
Damn. Dude, who is this lawyer? Hello? She's cracked? Hello? She's correct? What the heck? Wait, can I have somebody, can you guys, while we're watching this, can you guys look up, see if you can find this and then send it? I would love to get like some of these girls on to interview, or the lawyer. Like if you guys can find their like socials, or if they have any like business email or anything, if you can find anything else about it. If nobody can, I'll look like after stream, because I'm streaming at the moment. But I would love to be able to talk to them, like have them on or something. That sounds amazing, honestly. Steve and Jenny. I thought she said Steve and Jenny. So it's like a mom and pop shop. So it's a guy and his wife who's running it. But it could be Steve and Jenny. Like, sure. Like Steven first name, Jenny last name. Strippers around the world, unite!
Concerned about a customer exhibiting some red flags.
Also, Penguin, thanks so much for the prime.
As well as the manager's habit of allowing customers to stay in the club well past closing time.
What?
Endangering the dancers by compromising their privacy. It wasn't uncommon for patrons to be allowed to stay late after 2 a.m. and continue to buy lap dances, or not, perhaps just to hang out and chat, while dancers were dressed in their civilian clothes, exchanging bills with the bar and cashing out and being walked to their car. When
That's
I brought up my concerns
insane.
to the manager on duty that night, he mocked me to my face, telling me that I was going to be murdered by that customer, and how I was going to be murdered by him. Probably shot, as the security guard predicted, offering an anecdote of how the customer expressed interest in going to a gun range with him.
Hello? This person belong. All of these guys belong in federal prison? Hello? What? They're like, haha, he'll probably just shoot you dead while you walk to your car, dumb bitch. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hello? Yeah, true. Fuck that security guard. Yeah, hell yeah. Forget those guys.
He also gaslit me, accusing me of doing something to lead him on, as if whatever safety issue I might have would be my fault.
That's insane.
I was fired for raising my voice in anger in response to these large men telling me that I was going to be killed, and how, and blaming me for it. The boss told me when I showed up for my next shift ready to work that I, quote, went off on staff, unquote, and couldn't be there anymore. Let me tell you why I raised my voice. I was fired in February. In November, just 3 months prior, in Texas, a stripper named Abigail Saldana was murdered by her customer, Stanley, who was obsessed and possessive of her, and shot her to death after following her out of the club where she worked at Rick's Cabaret. The club managers told the police that Abigail had told them that she was concerned about this customer, and that she was being stalked and harassed, and that she felt that she was in danger. And they did nothing. Perhaps they laughed at her. Perhaps they told her that he was going to kill her. Maybe they gaslit her and accused her of doing something to lead him on. Maybe they told her how he would do it, with a gun. This isn't a joke. Those of us who work in this industry know this. We know that as much as we may love this job, it comes with risk. I'm so happy that maybe I was just...
Oh my gosh. I'll beat their ass because you're so cool. They do seem pretty cool. They do seem pretty sick. I don't know. It's just like it just sucks how you can just be so callous and so dumb and so. I just couldn't. It sucks because I just couldn't imagine like running a business and caring so little about my workers, right? Like I like care so little about them. I don't know. Like ever since I haven't become like a boss or anything, but like somebody is like under my wing, kind of, like my editor, and or not even like the editor that I have on like, you know, pay, but editors that I go to for other things. Like if I remember there was this one editor that I went to. I haven't like commissioned another editor outside of like my normal one in a while, mostly because of, you know, money reasons, and there hasn't been a video that's sparked my interest to do something like that, right? But he had a family issue. Like a big thing is that he was like I had him edit a video and then he like disappeared on me, right? And I'm like, man, what happened? I really wanted to upload that video. And then he messaged me back about like 4 days later and was like, my grandfather like passed away or something along those lines, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. And I told him to just like not worry about it. I was able to fill up the spot with another video. If I didn't, I would have been able to edit the video myself and it would just be like different. And I was like, you know, and then he finally was able to get the video back to me. I told him take his time. You can still finish it. And I paid him for it in full because, you know, he did. I asked him to finish it. He did, right? It's just like, I can't imagine just like treating someone so poorly, especially when you have like the means. Like it costs $0.00 to like say shit like that to her. To like, you know, help walk them to their car. It's not that much. And you still can't do that? You still decide not to? What the fuck's wrong with you? People do not deserve to like run any business at all. Some people don't have empathy. They forget how a person should be treated. Federal prison.
Just a fucking blip on what we are today. On the radicalization that we have today, I'm hoping that maybe just a little bit I could have had some impact on that.
She has the woman symbol on her.
So 8 weeks ago, it's been 8 weeks, can't believe it. We delivered a petition asking for safer working conditions, and we had two of
Yo, what is this Velveeta? Tip her. Yo, what is this Velveeta necklace, dude? What the heck? This is sick. Cheesy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Yo, look at that. Wait, are these real? Also, has anybody been able to find any information on these people? It's called Drip. Yeah, I should learn something about it.
Our coworkers fired for bringing up safety concerns.
Wait.
Can't believe it. We delivered a petition asking for safer working conditions, and we had two of our coworkers fired for bringing up safety concerns.
Wow.
And so we delivered this petition demanding their jobs back, demanding changes to their policies. And the following day, we came back to work, and they wouldn't let us work. So we've been locked out here. It's been 8 weeks, but we've been picketing every week, turning customers away. We've been really effective here on the picket line, and we're just keeping the push on. We've just recently announced last week that we are seeking voluntary recognition as Strippers United, which will be the first independent union by and for strippers.
Whoa!
And so will that just be with Star Garden here, or will that be in line with other strippers at other locations?
For now.
Is stripper the correct term? I don't know. It may just be me, but it's like, I feel like I want to call them something other than stripper. Is it just like sex worker? Is that just it? I don't know. I want there to be like another word than just like sex worker or stripper.
This meme is very real.
I know. I guess like you would just abstract again to like entertainer, erotic dancer, maybe just dancer. Maybe. Yeah, maybe just dancer, I guess. Pole dancer? I feel like pole dancer, yeah. Like they all do all strippers do pole dancing? Or is it like a square and rectangle thing where all pole dancers are strippers, but not every stripper is a pole dancer? Dancer is too generic? Yeah, but like if that's just what you do, that's what you do, right? Erotic dancer is fun? I don't know. Maybe what I'm trying to do is like take away like the sex aspect and just like call it the most bland thing. I feel like that's effective sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it just might be me. I feel like they're putting too much. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting too much emphasis on like the sex part, and I would just want to call them just workers. LA strippers are fighting for a union.
Welcome
Oh my gosh, it's Black Tim Pool!
everyone to the Real News Network. My name is Maximilian Alvarez. I'm the editor-in-chief here at the Real News. It's so great to have you all with us. Since March 18th, going for y'all over the past listeners from the top, please listen to this and please try to set your pre-arbitration agreements and NDAs before their shifts, requiring strippers to hand over all money earned for the first 10 dances, stealing half their tips and calling it a chair fee, a dance tip out, or even, quote, making wages. The methods they use to extort strippers are as inventive as they are illegal, but it has gone on for so long that it's been normalized, end quote. To talk about all of this and more, I'm honored to be joined today by Reagan, one of the dancers at Star Garden who was unjustly fired and whose reinstatement is included in the list of demands from the strikers. Reagan, thank you so much for joining me today.
How do I get this woman's information? Where's her contact information? Reagan! Reagan! Look up Strippers United. No, fuck you. How about that, Stinky? She has a Velveeta necklace because her name is Velveeta? Velveeta, a dancer at Star Garden Topless Dive Bar. That's an ass name, I'm sorry. Wait, that's her stage name, Velveeta? Is it because she's thick like cheese? Wait, let me see. Here, we'll listen to this while I look.
Now we're looking to unionize this workplace.
Okay.
And then from there, Strippers United will be established. We'll work on other campaigns.
I thought she was wearing more clothes. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I'm watching a video about strippers talking about stripping and their work, and I'm like, yo, she's tall. She's wearing her boots. She's wearing her heels right now. She's wearing like 8-inch heels, just so you know. So she is tall, and she's standing on the curb, and this guy isn't. So yeah, she's tall, but this is my Zoom fit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is, POV. Yeah, POV, what's behind the camera when you call in for your Zoom class. This is what the professor sees, and this is what my cat sees walking into the room. She boot too big for she goddamn feet. That they fit. Respect though. It seemed like this is the girl that we saw like in the back getting the interview. Is this right? Is this it? Yeah, here she is. Yeah, here she is. That is her. So you can see her boots that she's got on. How massive she is. She has such a pretty tummy. Can you guys? These ladies are talking about something important, and you guys are trying to talk about their thighs. Stay focused.
And from there, Strippers United will be established. We'll work on other campaigns.
So you were telling me that the last attempt at unionizing a strip club was back in the 90s. So, and then it just went away and now it's back again. But what happened in the 90s?
Well, it's interesting. So Lusty Lady was a peep show in San Francisco. There were other clubs that unionized at the same time, but the Lusty Lady endured. They unionized in 1996 and were union up until 2013. And actually, the founder of Strippers United, the labor advocacy organization, who've been supporting us in this effort, is Antonia Crane, who was a member of the Lusty Lady Union. So she has brought this movement forward and carried the legacy forward, and we are carrying it on. And we're going to make a big push to make some real change here.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in to stay.
Jeez, white man jump scare. What the heck? I was busy watching that stripper. I was busy watching Velveeta. Soldiers of Pole. Is that what they call themselves? They're the soldiers of the pole? Soldiers of Pole. I salute the pole soldiers. That's a cool name. Salute. Sí, patrona. The veterans. They have a Twitter account. Strippers United. Strippers United is formerly known of... Oh, so they changed their name from Soldiers of Pole to Strippers United. That is a better name. That's true. That is a better name. That's right. Okay, then. Interesting. Here, I'll follow them on Twitter, and I'll keep up with their website, and I'll see if I can contact one of the leaders and see if they would want like an interview. Would you guys want that? You think it'd be fun? We support our working ladies. That's true. Get Velveeta. I would like to have Velveeta on. That's true. I would like to have the lawyer on, like 100%. Like their lawyer, I'd love to have on. The girl, I'd love to have the girl who, this girl. I'd love to have this girl on because she talked about how this is her like first time unionizing and stuff like that and what it was like. And the fact that, she's been picketing longer than she's been stripping. I would like to ask her like what it was like getting into it. Stuff like that. I'd like her experience. What question would you ask though? Well, things like how did we get here? What's it like picketing? Do you have any advice for anybody or any other workers out there who are looking to do something like you're doing? Stuff like that. Like to see what the reason for why they wanted to do this is, and like what information can they give for people if they want to support them, and like what they can do if people wanted to do stuff like this for themselves in their workplaces, if other like girls are like watching or something and they were or dancers. We don't have to say just girls, and the other dancers, like what they would think, right? And how they feel about everything, and like if they have like one wish for like how this goes, like what would they want, right? And to just hear them talk, hear them talk about the whole thing. Just like ask them, what do you think? tell me what you're thinking, and then just let them go. You can get a lot from people if you just let them talk. And I think I'd love to be able to just give them some time to talk with the platform that we have, because we don't have a small platform. I mean, platform isn't tiny. If you want people, if you're talking to anybody and you want to let them know, like, what's the most important thing that you want the people watching this to know, like stuff like that. The channel 5 strat, yeah, just let them talk.